Welcome to Session 1 of Out of the Abyss. My name is Torbeck Ashrock III. I am of the Ashrock clan. We live in the Underdark. I was born during a war with the undead, and we were able to push them aside and keep peace for several years. Until a mysterious warlock leading the undead back, and he brought with him grotesque demons to besiege us. I had been taught to be a healer, but I'd also been trained to use the warhammer as a soldier. For being a Duergar and living in the Underdark means that you will always have the undead and other creatures out to try to bring you to dust, and you must fight for your freedom. As this warlock led his gruesome army against us, our numbers dwindled. I, along with some others, were ordered to leave while our brethren were being slain. We were told to investigate and seek vengeance on this mysterious figure. But I could not take it. How could I leave my brethren? We are Duergar. We fight alongside each other. We fight to the death. We did not leave. We went back, and we went with the courage of warriors. But what I saw with my eyes, the nightmare. These creatures that attacked us, they weren't here to beat us. They were here to slay us, to inflict as much wound and horror and hurt and pain as they could. I could not take the sight. I could not see my brethren slain in such a disgraceful manner. Before I knew it, my world went dark. I don't know what happened. When I came to, I discovered I was a prisoner. Along with me were other companions. A changeling rogue by the name of Varn, Mincat, a Thri Kreen warrior, Juho, a Dragonborn Druid, and Miniel, a human Druid. There was others as well. There was Bapito, a talkative, cunning Daryl, Darendil, someone claiming to be an elvish prince, Eldith Fildern, a shield dwarf scout from Gwantgrim, Jimjar, a gnome, Runt, an orc, Sareth, a drow, Shusar, a Quatoa, Stool, a Myconid sprout, and Topsy-Turvy, deep gnome twins. We were informed that we were prisoners of someone by the name of Elvara, and she wanted to sell us. Duergar are not for sale. Eventually, we were sent into different groups as a drow guard came, splitting us up. I, along with some others, went to a dung pit of quaggoths. We had to clean their dung. Another group was sent to feed a giant spider, and the third group was sent to sample some poison. The twin gnomes stayed back. They got rest, and they were fed. When we got to the quaggoths, I had a plan. I tried to get the stupid gnome Jimjar, to help us. But he wanted us to pay him. So I turned to the other. I think it was Varn, to try and convince the quaggoths that their god wanted us free. But apparently our effort didn't convince them enough. They let us go, but they questioned what we wanted. They said they were confused. As we were led back to our prison cell, the four that had gone to sample the poison were not in great shape. We all rested. In the morning, Ront, the orc, was trying to bully others. On the previous day, I stood up to the Ront, that stupid orc. Duergar are not afraid of orc. But my companions were. And I had a fight with that orc. I kicked him, I punched him, I did anything I could because he was fearful. And then I think it was Mincat, the Thri Kreen, that came over and bit him to death. I wasn't trying to kill the orc, just put him in his place. But a good orc is a dead orc. That's what we Duergar say. Then the gnome Jim Jar wanted more money. He's always after money. So I grabbed his throat, but he screamed out. And before I knew it, there was a drow guard aiming his crossbow, but he was a lousy shot. He didn't hit me. He hit the Quatoa Shusar, who fell down. And then I don't know what happened next, but somehow I got a hold of Jim Jar and I called the guard over. Tricked him into believing Jim Jar was up to something. And that drow guard killed Jim Jar. God, that gnome was so greedy, he deserves what came his way. But now that the drow was in there with his sword, distracted, the cell was open, we decided to attack. It was a big mistake. As we unarmed this drow, claimed to be a drow warrior who wanted to help us, he said that his girlfriend had been taken away from him by some of the other drow. We did not believe him, so he attacked. I must say this drow warrior had his way with us. I don't know what happened, but when I came to, he was again imploring us to help him, that he's not here to fight us, but to free us. Alas, we devised a plan. Our plan was to have Varn, I think he's a changeling, change his shape to look like this drow warrior. And we were to split up. The drow warrior was to take out a couple of the drow guard, while we were to go across this bridge into this room and take out some other drow guard, because they were keeping guard of our equipment. And just as we were deciding which of the other prisoners to take, we narrowed it down and said Topsy and Turvy, the two deep gnomes that did nothing, did no work, and just got fed, they would stay behind. But one of them said they had planted a bomb in the other deep gnome. Can you believe that? So I asked Miniel to see if she could figure out if this gnome was telling the truth. And he was lying. So we attacked him. Why would he dare try and trick us? Turned out he was a were-rat. Well, we disposed of him quickly. As the drow warrior came back to check on us, we showed him what we did to the were-rat. He gave one of us 2 gold. Apparently there was a bounty on were-rats. So we were set free. we split up. The drow warrior got rid of the 2 drow. He pushed them over to feed that giant spider. Glad that spider fed on those drow guard and not us. Varn was able to convince the drow guards that were protecting or guarding our equipment that the prisoners had escaped. As they came out, one of us was able to push him off a bridge and the other one was killed. So we went in and we got some of our equipment, not all. I am a Duergar. I don't wear studded leather armor. What did I find? I found studded leather armor. What happened to my chainmail? Duergar wear chainmail. I'll never hear the end of it. But alas, our journey will continue. Join me next time for session 2 of Out of the Abyss. I will find my chainmail.